In this tutorial we're going to look at how to publish data from Datascape out to the web and to VR. The example dataset we're going to use is one we've used in a previous tutorial. So this is a GPS track of a vehicle moving through Birmingham, and you can see the data here on the screen. So first of all, in Datascape I need to set up my workspace. So I need a mapping workspace. So what I'm going to do, just go to Open Workspace, pick up the OpenStreetMap template and load that into the system. Now I know this particular set of data is based around Birmingham, so what I'm going to do is just choose the map and zoom the map in on Birmingham. So that's got the map roughly centered for how I want it, and just set the axes ranges so it picks up the correct latitude and longitude. Next thing I need to do is import my data, so I'm going to add the new data set. I'm just going to use the ordinary file reader which we use for Excel and for CSV files. Here's the file I want, David Mission. Open that, and here I can see the data within that particular data set. And I might as well bring in all of the fields for now, in which case all I need to do is click on Import. And it's imported all 660 lines. Click on Next. What Datascape then does is it identifies that I've already got files that I've imported with those headings. So it tells me actually I've got a total match here for a geotime plot, which is what I want to do. So rather than having to create my own mapping from scratch, I can just pick that one up. And here's the mapping screen, so you see it's automatically put longitude and latitude against their correct values. It's also put time, which we're going to put on the vertical value, on the vertical axes to the correct value. And it's just giving everything a simple spherical shape and a basic size. And then we click on Plot to plot the database. And there we have the data. And we can see it's plotted against the map of Birmingham, and I can fly around that quite happily on the desktop. If we want to add a little bit more richness to the plot, then we can set the size so as to make it dependent on, say, the speed. So I'm just using a simple little function there. And for the label I might want to actually add some information. So for instance we might pick up the time and also the speed. And now if I plot the data again, then you can see the points are changing size, so where the vehicle's more or less stationary, they're quite small. You can even see this change in speed as it moves around the route. And if I hover over one of these points, then I can see the data. So if we want to make this available to other users, then we can publish it to the web. We've only got 600 or so points on this, so we don't need to sort of do any filtering. Publishing to the web is very straightforward. I just go up to File, click on that, and you see there's an option here of Publish to Web. Click on that, and I can give the visualization a title. It's usually useful to actually put in something about what they're actually seeing, so maybe what the axes are. So vertical axis is time, size is speed, something like that. Then click on Publish. So what it's now going to do is it's going to publish the data, and it's only the information that's plotted. None of the other data fields are exported. And it's going to take also the map image and push that up. And here it's given me the link to see the visualization. It's copied it to the clipboard, so if I want to paste that into something I can do. And it's also sent me an email, so there'll be an email set in my mailbox which I can then forward on to other people. But to view the visualization, I just click on it. And that then launches the browser and loads up the visualization. It might take sort of 10 seconds, maybe 20, depending on how much data you've got, what your connection speed is, how rich the map is that you're plotting onto. You can see here it's brought up the instructions about how to navigate, particularly if I'm using a handheld device and if I'm using a desktop device. So you can see here as I click within the visualization, I can move forwards. I can also use the cursor keys, and I can use the right hand mouse key in order to navigate myself around. So I've got the same freedom of action as I had in the desktop to actually be able to look at this data and share this visualization. And you can see that as I hover over a point, then I can see the data just using page up and page down to move backwards and forwards up the visualization. So it really is that easy to publish the data out to the web. So the next step is to then actually get this onto a smartphone and look at it in VR. Here's the email that's been automatically generated by the system, so I just click on the link and it launches directly into the browser on my iPhone. We're using Safari here, but we could use any browser. I can use fingers to just navigate around and fly in and out of the data. exactly again as I can do on the desktop version. And what we're now going to do is we're going to switch into gyro mode. So this means we'll use the gyroscope in the phone in order to control direction we're looking. So I can begin to tilt the phone around and see the data wherever I'm looking. And again, I can use finger presses to zoom in and zoom out. And here's actually the view directly from the phone to get a better idea of quality. And now we're going to put the phone into VR mode. So again, up onto the menu icon and select VR, and we now get the dual screen view. And again, I can use my fingers to control, but now we're going to put the phone into Google Cardboard, so 7 or 10 quid from Amazon or any other good retailer, and put Google Cardboard on, and now I can begin to fly around that data in true VR. And again, here's the view directly from the phone itself. We're just using the single button press on the top of the screen so as to control movement. Basically press it once to move forward, press again to stop, press it again to reverse, press it again to stop, and then the loop starts all over again. And we find that's a fairly effective way of navigating the data just with the single button available on Google Cardboard. If you'd like to know more about Datascape VR or to download a trial copy, then just visit the website at www.datascapevr.com. Thank you.